Hi, this is an advanced level class, and today we're going to be focusing on balance. The only prop that you are going to need is a strap and always an option for a blanket. As always, honor your body and what you need. So if that means easing back, skipping a pose, do what you need to do today. We'll get started in a comfortable seated position. You can always take a blanket, slide it underneath the hips to elevate them if there's any rounding in the lower back. And we'll start by closing the eyes or soften the gaze. And then take the left hand over the heart and the right hand over the left hand. And feeling the sit bones rooted into the ground. Finding length in the spine. And sending the crown of the head up towards the sky. And just feeling the breath moving in and out of the body. Noticing your heartbeat. So today's practice, focusing on letting go of the sense of lack, the sense of not enough. Beginning to welcome in a sense of wholeness. And acting from a place of abundance. So throughout today, just notice those moments where you start to limit yourself. Maybe it's a thought that pops up. Maybe it's staying in your comfort zone. And just noticing those subtle ways that we start to close off our own potential, our own possibilities. And in those moments, maybe bringing in a mantra. And the mantra that you can use is, I am enough. On your next inhale, breathe it in. And on the exhale, send it out. I am enough. And then gently release the hands to the knees and just start to move the shoulders up and down the back a couple times. The eyes can stay closed or a soft gaze, whatever feels comfortable to you. And then switching from the back to the front. And then soften the shoulders down the back, sit tall. Drop the right ear towards the right shoulder and coming through center. Over towards the left, and just a couple times go side to side. So just beginning to ease into our practice. Just bringing gentle movement into the body. Pause on the right side. You can stay here or take the right hand on top of the head without pulling, just use as a gentle weight. You can extend the left fingertips down and out, creating a longer line of energy. And just finding more space along the left side of the neck. And gently release. We'll switch it out. Come through center. Over towards the left. Option, left hand on top of the head without force. And extending the right fingertips down and out. Soften in the right shoulder. Breathing into any tension. And then gently release. Go side to side a few more times. If it feels safe and okay, do a full circle one time in either direction. Come back to center and sit tall. Taking the left hand to the right knee and right fingertip slightly behind you, find length in the spine, gently twist. So without force, keeping the heart lifted, the shoulders soft, and if it feels okay, walk the chin back a little further. And then gently release, switch it out. Right hand, left knee, left fingertip slightly behind you. Lengthen, and on the exhale, gently twist. Keeping the spine long, maybe walking the chin back. And then slowly release them to center. Hands resting on the knees. We'll find some torso circles. So on the inhales, begin to reach the chest forward, shoulders draw back. And then holding onto the knees. On the exhale, you're rounding back intentionally. A couple more. It's like you're stirring a pot of soup. And just feeling into the body, turning your practice inward and just noticing your own internal landscape. And then let's pause in the center and switch out the direction, balancing out the body. One more. Come back to center, sit tall. Take a moment. Turn your attention back and towards take a moment, sit tall. Let's take a breath in and a breath out. Eyes open. We're going to come onto our back for a moment, bringing the strap with us. We're going to come into a hamstring stretch. So take your time, lower down onto your back and meet me there. So finding your strap and take it to the ball mound of the right foot. So the left leg can either be bent like I'm doing, or you can extend it straight out. But really focusing on the back of the right leg and hamstring, maybe a soft bend in the knee if it feels tight. And keep the elbows heavy by the side. So using the weight of the arms, that's gonna help you deepen into the stretch. And keeping the leg active, energy extending out through the heel. And just hanging around that edge. So making sure that we're not hanging back in our comfort zone, but we're also not pushing past it. When we start to push past our edge, that's when injury, pain, or discomfort starts to come into our practice. So it's really about continuously checking in with yourself, with your body. And every day is going to be a little different. So what you could do last week may not be what you need today. And then take the strap into the right hand, allow the leg to fall open towards the right. Now option, hug the left knee up and in like a half happy baby. Focusing on the inner thighs, the inner hips, and making sure that the left hip stays heavy to the ground. And just allowing gravity to do some of the work for you. So we're not forcing the hips open. We're just allowing our body to ease into it. Just another 2 rounds of breath. Take your time. Release the left foot, bring the right leg through center, and we'll draw the right leg across the body. So it'll help to have the left leg extended, strap into the left hand, and right leg crosses over. Now you can extend the right arm out at shoulder height, and really focusing on the outside of the right leg and hip. And so it may be a strong sensation. Focus on the breath, especially the exhale. On every exhale, letting go of some of that tension and just softening into it. And then slowly back in through center. We're just going to go straight into the other side. Left ball mound of the foot into the strap. Release the right leg down. Flexing through the left foot. Keep it active. And just take a few moments. Check in, notice where you're at on the side. Where do you feel the sensation? Is it stronger or less than the other side? So what do you need right here in this moment? And just keep the breath moving, finding that steady, even breath in and breath out. Take the strap into the left hand, allow the leg to fall open towards the left, and option, hug the right knee up and in like a half happy baby. Once again, keep the right hip heavy so the weight is centered. We're not falling over towards the left. And just gently opening in the inner thighs and inner hips. Just another 2 rounds of breath. And then take your time, slowly come back in through center, release the right leg straight out. Take the strap into the right hand and allow the left leg to fall across the body. Left arm can extend out at shoulder height. You may not need to go very far to find the stretch, and I'm definitely noticing it on this side. So one side might be a little tighter, and just breathe into it. Let go of any judgment, expectations. And just recognizing that the body isn't always perfectly balanced. And then take your time, slowly back through center, remove the strap, place it to the side, and just gently lower the left leg back down, nice and slow. Pause at the bottom, feel the length and space in the hips and the legs. Take a generous breath in, and breath out. Take your time. We're gonna just gently roll over to one side. You can pause there for a breath, and then we'll find our way into tabletop position. I'll meet you there. Finding your way into tabletop, shoulders over wrist, hips over knees. Spread the fingers wide, distributing the weight into the finger pads of the hands. And then moving through cat-cow, inhale, drop the belly, roll the heart forward and lift the tailbone. On the exhale, cat, press the earth, round in the spine, gaze towards the belly. So a couple more times. Finding breath to movement connection. And articulating through the spine. Take about 2 more full rounds. And then we'll return back to a neutral tabletop. Find a flat back. Feel the belly pull in, engaging the core. Start to extend the right leg back. Hips are square, and then lift the leg up to hip height. For more stability, both hands will stay on the ground. For challenge, start to extend the left fingertips forward, holding here. Now reach the left arm out towards the side and then back into center. Once again, extend the arm out, keeping the weight centered, belly pulled in and center. One last time, we're gonna hold out here. This time, options, start to extend the right leg out towards the side. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly with control, come back to center. Release the hand, release the knee, and just take a nice full breath here. Second side. Extend the left leg back, hips in one line, and when you're ready, float the leg up to hip height, energy through the toes. Layer 1, keeping both hands on the ground. Layer 2, reaching the right hand forward. So either focusing on just balancing, or option, start to reach the right hand out towards the side and then back and through center. Once again, out towards the side and back and through center. One more time, out towards this side, option, extend the left leg out, keep your balance for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back and through center. Release the hand and the knee. Child's pose, take a moment, send the hips back. Breathe here. Melt the forehead down. So just making sure that wherever you are, it's a resting posture. Maybe gently rock the forehead side to side. Massage out any of those limiting thoughts, any stress or expectations. Just a few more rounds of breath here. And take your time, slowly press up. Now you can stay in tabletop and tuck the toes under, lifting the knees, hovering off the ground for some core work, especially if downward facing dog isn't in your practice. Now, if down dog is, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back, and just take a few moments here, pedal it out. Bend one knee and then the other. So we're creating this V shape in the body, reaching the chest towards the thighs, and remember, bend the knees if the hamstrings feel tight. And finding stillness, now 2 options. You can stay in tabletop and, like we did earlier, float one leg back up to hip height. Now if you're in down dog, bring the weight into the left foot and just start to lift the right leg up. Keep the hips square, the toes point down. It's not about height. Energy through the heel for 3, 2, 1. Slowly release with control. Switch it out. Right foot roots. Start to lift the left leg up. Toes point down. Left inner thigh spinning up towards the sky. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Release the foot down. Bring the knees to the earth. And just take a full breath here. Take your time. We're going to find our way up to standing, however it's easiest for you. So meet me in standing. Bring the feet about hip width distance. And then arms down by the sides. And just take a moment, close the eyes or soften the gaze. Let's take a deep inhale. Then a cleansing exhale. Eyes open. Reach your arms overhead. Pinky fingers rotating slightly in. Drop the shoulders down the back. Engage the core. We're going to add in a twist. So you're going to sweep the right arm down and back, opening across the chest. Now notice my hips aren't opening up towards the side, they're staying forward. So I'm moving from the torso. And then slowly with control, reach the arms back overhead. And then over towards the left. Left arm down and back. Open across the collarbone, hips stay forward, plug the shoulders in. And then reach the arms back overhead. And then hands come into heart center. Take a breath here. Chair pose, send the hips back. Weight is in the heels, chest is lifted. Activating the glutes and the thighs. Sit a little deeper. Maybe if it's in your practice, reach the fingertips forward, plug the shoulders in. And then release, straighten the legs, hands to heart center. Now take a moment, press into the ball mounds of the feet. We'll float the heels off the ground. Press into the big toes, one point of focus. And then slowly lower down with control. Let's take a breath in and breath out. We'll move through again, release the arms down. On the inhale, expanding up, grow tall. And then on the exhale, twist over towards the right. Take a breath in and a breath out. On the inhale, reach the arms back overhead. And on the exhale, twist towards the left. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, return to center, reach the arms overhead. And exhale, hands into heart center, draw the energy in. All right, take a breath in. And on the exhale, sit the hips back nice and low. Maybe reach the hands forward. Take a breath here. And then straighten the legs, hands into heart center. One time, lift the heels, gazing forward, strong in the legs. And then slowly lower with control. One last time, release the arms down. Inhale, expanding up. And exhale, twist towards the right. Take a full breath. Open the heart. Back to center on an inhale, moving with your breath. And on an exhale, twisting towards the left. One breath here. Coming back to center, sweep the arms overhead. And exhale, hands into heart center, draw the energy in. Inhale, breath. And exhale, chair pose, send the hips back, hold here, breathe. Maybe this time you reach the arms overhead, strong in the biceps, shoulders down. And then release, straighten the legs, hands to heart. One time, press into the ball mounds of the feet, lift the heels up. And then release them down, arms down by the sides, close the eyes. Nice deep inhale. Audible exhale. Let it go. Blink the eyes open. Take a wider stance and bringing the heels in and the toes to point out, star pose. Reach the arms overhead. And exhale, goddess hands into heart center, bend into the knees. Couple more times, inhale, reaching and expanding. And exhale, horse, goddess. Inhale, reaching and expanding. Exhale, goddess, set low. Just two more. Move with your breath. One last one. And just hold here, shoulders directly over the hips. We're here for 4. Strong in the legs for 3. Press the palms together for 2. And 1, straighten the legs. Turn the toes in. Parallel the feet. Hands to the hips, either lower halfway down if there's any low back issues, keeping a flat back, or all the way down if that feels okay. Hinging from the hips, take your time, either halfway, holding there, or release the hands down to the ground or some blocks. Hang heavy. Take your time, flat back, soften in the knees, rise all the way back up to standing. And then bringing the feet back to hip width distance, arms down by the sides. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. All right, we'll be moving into our advanced balancing postures. Remember, if you want to step by a wall or something sturdy to hold onto, please do so. Honor your body and what you need. So just different layers and find what feels best for you. Rooting down through the left foot. Bring the hands to the hips or to heart center. And then the toes lightly in front. You can stay here. We're coming into one-legged Tadasana. Draw the left knee up to hip height. Feel the core engage, firming up the left glute. Now we're gonna add in a twist. If you feel sturdy like we did earlier, start to twist the chest towards the right. Now you can stay there or extending. Oops, see, I'm moving myself. Extending the right arm back, the left arm forward, keep the shoulders plugged in, stay there. If you fall out like I did, just refocus, stand tall, and then hands to heart center, slowly back the way that you came out. Release the leg, arms down. Nice, just take a moment, shake it out, let it go. And just having fun with it. So our balance is really different from day to day. Some days we feel like we can hold it forever. Other days we're all over the place. So letting go of the ego and just seeing what happens. Second side. Standing leg is the right leg, firming up the right glute. Hands to the hips or heart center, left toes in front, core is strong. You can stay here. And then option layer 2, drawing the knee up to hip height, flexing through the foot. Find one point of focus. If you feel sturdy and want to add on, turn the torso, the heart towards the leg. All right, find your balance. Maybe you stay here, maybe the left arm extends back, maybe the right arm extends forward. So we're adding in that twist like in our Sun A. Hold here, chest is lifted, and then slowly hands back into heart, turn forward, and with control, release, let it go. And just shake it out, wash it away. We have one more balance challenge that we're gonna add in. Now for this one, couple options. The first option is you'll be holding onto the knee and just opening the hip up. Maybe standing by a wall. And then the second option is going to use a strap. That's the one that I'll be guiding through. If you're feeling really sturdy and advanced today, you can take the peace fingers to the big toe and maybe you extend the leg out and then out to the side. That's going to take a lot of opening in the hamstrings, which we did work on. But really finding whichever layer seems best for you. Remember, you can hold on to the knee, just start there, or follow me, taking the strap and placing the ball mound of the right foot on the strap, making sure it feels secure, and then taking the strap into the right hand, left hand to the hip, draw the right knee up. All right, so you can stay here, find your focus, and then maybe start to kick the right leg forward. And you can have one or both hands on the strap, flexing through the foot. So you don't even have to reach your foot to do this. All right, maybe taking the strap into the right hand, left hand to the hip, and opening up the leg towards the side. Remember, the knee can be bent. All right, standing tall, standing strong. And then slowly with control, bring it back to center. And then slowly release it back down. Nice, just take a moment, walk it out, let it go. We have one more side and then we'll be on our mat for the rest of class. So this time, ball mound of the left foot to the strap, extending the strap up towards you, and then gently drawing the knee up. So maybe right hand on the hip, stay here. This is a perfect place to be. But if you feel stable, if you can move out of your comfort zone, maybe you kick the foot forward. You can take both hands to the strap, flexing the foot, firm up the right glute, keep the heart lifted. All right, maybe start to open it up. So just find your layer. Maybe hand to the hip, holding here, strong in the legs, the core. For 3, 2, 1. Slowly with control, bring it forward and just gently place the foot back down. Nice. Just place the strap to the side, shake it out. And let's come onto our mats, meeting in a tabletop position. So coming into tabletop. Now I'm going to give 2 options, actually 3 options. So first option is a grounded side plank, keeping the knee on the ground and just stacking the side bodies, still focusing on building that strength. Now, if you want the second layer, what we're going to do is going to come into a side plank on the forearm. So start by lowering the right forearm down and then just bending the knees, left hand to the hip. I just want you to lift the hips away from the ground. So you'll notice this long line of energy. We're not dropping the hips down, we're keeping them lifted. Now, if you really want to challenge yourself, extend the legs out and then lift the hips. So we're stacking the left side over the right, pressing the earth away. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just slowly lower the hips down. Nice. Take a moment. We're just going to go straight into the other side. So remember, you can come into the grounded side plank with the left hand on the ground, left knee, stacking the sides. Layer 2, bending the knees, left forearm on the ground, right hand to the hip, and then pressing the knees into the ground, draw the hip away from the earth. You can stay there, or joining me in layer 3, the legs straight out, lifting the hips up, activating the obliques, strengthening the side bodies. We're here for 5. You can do it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Just slowly lower down. Nice. Awesome job. Let's make our way onto our backs, and we're just going to slow it back down from here. I'll meet you there. So coming onto your back and butterfly the knees open, soles of the feet together, and then place the left hand on the heart and the right hand on the belly. And close the eyes or soften the gaze. And just feeling the gentle rise and fall of the belly breath. Noticing your own heartbeat, your own life force. On the inhales, feeling the rise of the belly, ribs, chest. And on the exhales, feeling the fall of the chest, the ribs, the belly. So on your inhales, belly, ribs, chest. On the exhales, chest, ribs, belly. Take a few more rounds of full, deep belly breaths here. Take your time, just gently close the knees. Hug them in towards the chest, just give them a little squeeze, rock it out. Easy twist, drop the knees to the left, scoot the hips towards the right. You can cactus the arms or extend them straight out at shoulder height. Just gently wringing out the body, rejuvenating the spine. And then come back through center, switch it up. Knees drop to the right, scoot the hips towards the left. And just coming back to that mantra of I am enough. Welcoming in that sense of wholeness and abundance. Letting go of that sense of lack, that sense of not enough. And then come back to center, happy baby. Grab behind thighs, calves, or outside edges of the feet and just gently rock it out. Maybe extending one leg out and then the other. And then bring the knees in, give them a final squeeze. And then release into Shavasana, take up space, get heavy, and just allow yourself to feel supported. Relax fully and completely. Relax the forehead, soften the jaw, relax the eyes, release the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Any lingering thoughts, ideas, stories simply arising and passing on by. We'll be here a little longer. I'll guide you out when it's time. Feel free to stay for longer, otherwise deepen the breath. Bring small movements back into the body. Fingers, toes, wrists, and ankles. If it feels good, reaching wall to wall. And then take your time just rolling over to your favorite side. Pause there for a breath or two. And then gently pressing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And like we started, left hand on the heart, right hand over the left hand. Bringing that sense of wholeness, that sense of abundance into the remainder of our day, our week. On your inhale, breathe it in. And exhale, share it out. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you on the mat again soon.